Now this really made the city look bad. What's up, y'all? So I just want to address things as they come. What's up, everybody? It's your girl B Octavia, and I am back with another video. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, just know that I am 24 and I am from Washington, D.C. I'm also an entrepreneur with my own business, Crush on You Beauty. I do have a couple and some updates to my business that I will be discussing with you all very soon. In today's video, I will be speaking on the channel called Trapgeek. They covered a DC beef that I was actually unaware of, and I got very familiar very fast with, you know, who all of the individuals were and everything like that. I feel like, you know, since this video that I'm talking about is almost at 1 million views, and I feel like a lot of people think that that's very impressive, you know, that DC has been mentioned and is getting a lot of coverage right now, which would be a good thing if it was for a good thing. If it was just highlighting the rappers from the DC area's talent, sure, you know, but of course, DC is always mixed into something very toxic. DC always has to be attached with some type of violence. And does that have to end? Yes. But what we will be doing today is talking about that video. And I'm going to break it down to you and, of course, give my thoughts throughout me giving what the facts were told by Trapgeek, right? Now, some things, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, some things rubbed me the wrong way about what he was saying and about what he was highlighting, but I still show respect. You know, it was well put together, but there are some things that a DC native would know that somebody on the outside looking in wouldn't, right? We're going to be talking about backdooring. We are going to be talking about this new age drama, you know, because even me, when this video came out, I'm like, damn, did I get that much older that I really just don't know what's going on? I don't know what's going on. It's a lot of these rappers that I'm going to name that I didn't know who they was. You know what I mean? Some of them look familiar, but do you know how many people look alike in DC? There are lessons to be learned from all of this, and that's really what I be waiting to hear. You know, instead of just putting out all of what you feel is the facts, I want you to also put in there how you feel about it. Is it unfortunate to you? Just say it. You know, like, I be wanting people that come out and speak on these things to really get personal. Like, I have a younger brother that's around these young boys' age. So I'm going to be speaking like a big sister, you know. Now, so the first thing that Trapgeek said was that this is the DC drill scene, and I never really saw it as that, but that's what it is. So he is definitely correct on that, because it is the beats, the lyrics of violence, the guns in the videos, you know, the almost like gang affiliation without the colors and shit, right? He also got right that DC is not Bloods, Crips, this and that. Yes, there are MS-13s somewhere in DC. There are MS-13s in Maryland and Virginia too. And you know, they do their thing, but there's no Blood and Crips. Like, it's not like that in DC. It goes by neighborhoods. Like 1-5, they all together. You know what I'm saying? They ride together and you know how it goes. It's very much neighborhoods. You know, whatever neighborhood you from, that's who you should be riding with. So Simple City and 37th are very close to each other. They are 5 to 7 minutes depending on how you walk. I walk pretty fast, so it'll pretty much be 3 minutes for me, but 5 to 7 minutes if you just take, you know, a light stroll. I don't stroll anywhere. The rappers involved are No Savage. I got hip to him like last year and I like his sound. You know, my thing is with music, I'm just taking it as music. So what you saying, I'm not really knowing that it's linked to this or linked to that. You know what I mean? I don't be listening to it for that. But I guess these niggas be dropping clues all throughout their music. That's how Trapgeek put it. Anyways, the next rapper that I'm going to mention is WalkDown Will, which I remember seeing his name on social media when he was first coming out and stuff like that. I would see his name. So No Savage is from 37th Street and WalkDown Will is from Simple City. Trapgeek put it like No Savage came out first and he started to throw some shots up in there, which made Simple City mad, you know, as beefs go. And then WalkDown Will immersed on the scene, right? So after WalkDown Will comes out, and that was like 2018, 2019, a person by the name of Ahk da Clicka came out and he was a affiliate of No Savage. Now, so notice that I said was, right? He was a affiliate to No Savage. Unfortunately, Ahk da Clicka was killed. But before his death, immediately when Ahk da Clicka came out, he started to diss Simple City, WalkDown Will, and he also dissed a few of WalkDown Will's dead homies, which is a no-no. It's very bold and disrespectful to another level. Like, DC is very disrespectful. But to put that on a track for everybody to hear, like, it's just a no-go in the city. At the start of 2020, unfortunately, Ahk da Clicka was found dead outside of a metro station that was near Howard University. Police concluded that Ahk da Clicka was at this train station to meet up with a girl, and there was no girl, so evidently he got backdoored. What is backdoored? When you basically get set up, okay, and it could be from your own people. Most of the time, I mean, that's happening a lot too, but it be your enemies that backdoor you, that set you up. What's going on in the city as far as backdooring goes is women are luring young men to whatever location and getting them killed. You know, it's going farther than getting them robbed, you know, making them take their shoes off or whatever. It's going to a place where they're just simply getting killed as soon as they get to that location. Police got that conclusion from Ahk da Clicka's phone as they went through his Instagram DMs. There was some grainy surveillance footage, which the metro stations in DC really need to work on that. They need to work on these cameras being as clear as they possibly can be, because it's always gone down outside of stations. I grew up around a notorious station, an Anacostia station, where stuff will go down all the time and people will always just be standing out there, not catching no bus, not waiting for no train, just standing out there, I guess checking out the scenery. I don't know, but things will always go down, like robberies and stuff like that, and they probably still do. So the night that Ahk da Clicka was killed, listen, this part don't make sense, even though, I mean, it could have went like that. I don't know. Ahk da Clicka and his friend went to the station and they were looking for this girl. Now, the friend went down inside the metro station looking for the girl and was gonna bring her back out. Like, but why both of y'all? I don't know what the conversation was or anything, but the friend went down looking for him, and Ahk da Clicka stayed outside the station where he was shot. Before Ahk da Clicka was killed, he was spotted on the metro station, and a few dudes tried to press him, and he didn't have no gun. So the internet was clowning him at that point because his rhymes didn't match, you know, that moment. Which, DC is just full of jokes. You know, a lot of people going through a lot of serious shit. A lot of people in fear of their lives and don't want to admit it. A lot of people don't have the resources to actually get these things that are actually in the videos. That's somebody else's, you know, which you got to be mindful of. Like, you can't be talking about something that you don't have. You can't be showing stuff that you don't have every day. And I'm not trying to influence the youngins to carry guns. I don't think that's smart at all, especially with the feds coming down on young men. You know, they'll stop you in a heartbeat and run your name, or make sure that they have your name in the system just in case you do something. Have your prints, all that. They do that on a daily basis, and a lot of them do think that it is harassment. And it's for a reason. And a lot of times, if you know, then you know. Growing up in DC, you know, they feel like getting the guns out of the youngins' hands would solve a lot of things. I don't know who's putting them in their hands. Can we get to that first? But if you don't have those resources, it's no use in rapping about it. It's no use. I understand you liking a certain way of rapping and a certain style, but it can't be so much gangster if that's not how you live on a day-to-day basis. Even after the situation of him being spotted on the metro, actually on the train, when he was found by police, he did not have a gun either. So it only says to me that he didn't have the resources to actually have these things. And you just have to be mindful of all the people that you talk about, of the impact and the numbers and everything that's coming with it. And you being a huge target, you got to stay out the way. You're limiting your ability in the city. Because it's gonna be people that hate you or love you regardless. But if you're making it harder on yourself by mentioning dead people, by mentioning a person that wasn't mentioning you first. Like, I mean, they might have been talking about the whole 37th, sure, but that don't mean that you put yourself on the front line and you don't have the resources. You gotta really think about what you up against. It's like a battle. Think about what you up against, what they could possibly have, and what you don't have. What are your weaknesses? So, this murder happened at the start of 2020, and by March of 2020, WalkDown Will was arrested as the main murder suspect in Ahk da Clicka's murder. So, along with WalkDown Will, he and 3 other members of his crew were arrested that same day. So, after he was arrested, police revealed that WalkDown Will was one of many people that had use of this girl's Instagram DM. The same girl that Ahk da Clicka was talking to and was supposed to meet up with. So they allege that WalkDown Will hacked into this girl's Instagram. How do you hack in if you have the password? I don't understand. How do you hack in? Do you log in or do you hack in? What that said to me was, so y'all not gonna really investigate this woman? Because my thing is, if a lot of people or even a few people have use of this girl's Instagrams, and she is totally out of control of it, well, this Instagram may be used to set up a lot of people. This same Instagram. So what's coming from that? Like, y'all, like, the police gotta put out certain stuff, so I understand. But I believe this month we will be hearing updates about WalkDown Will and his case and if the trial is about to begin or whatever the case is. So I will be talking about that. I just don't believe that the girl had nothing, like, she had no idea that this was going on. I just don't believe that. Because women are involved in the streets. A lot of them are, and it's just in different ways. Backdooring and luring young men to their deaths is what's going on in the city right now. So a lot of young men got to be careful. I know it's hard because, you know, your hormones are racing and everything like that, but you gotta be smart. Fuck with somebody that you know. Like, you really know, that you've seen before. You can't be going off of Instagram and all that. It's not a good idea. Another highlight that I want to get into is what Trapgeek said about the murders that happened after Ahk da Clicka was killed. Now, Trapgeek said since the shooting death of Ahk da Clicka, there have been shootings every week, and also a 16-year-old was arrested and charged with 4 murders and 7 attempt murders months after Ahk da Clicka was killed. So my thing is this about that highlight. It's a lot going on in the city, and that's what I was telling y'all in the beginning. It's a lot of different hoods that's going back and forth, and it might not be in music. Like, this new age is just beyond me. Sometimes it shocks me, but I'm not surprised, you know, because at the end of the day, they put too much into the raps as far as toxicity and drama. And sure, we seeing and hearing your talent, but you putting down disrespectful shit that's, yeah, gonna get you some clout in the city, but it don't get much people signed. A lot of times they can't even make it to be signed because they diss so much. Like, it's a lot going on in the city, so I don't really think that you can link all of that to that one scenario. You know, it's young women getting killed, it's children getting killed. There have been so many murders and so many drive-by shootings, so many people getting hit and not dying automatically. You know, they in a hospital for months upon months and then they die. Like, it's a lot going on. So I don't think you can really link just this one scenario with these young niggas as something that has fueled every other, you know, a lot of other murders and shit like that in the city. I just wish that it would just be about you let your talent shine through without dissing people. Like, you let your talent shine through without mentioning another hood and what they doing or what they not doing. Like, y'all really gotta focus on y'all, cause if y'all do that and not being a bullshit, y'all get more deals, y'all get more recognition, and the sound can really be prominent. Like, we don't even know what the real sound is. Shit that lasts a lifetime. You know, I like music that's well thought out. Like, they go through little situations and spot each other on the metro, and then they make a song about it, a 2-minute song. Like, come on. I wish y'all focus on y'all, cause it just becomes a obsession. I feel like in order for us to be recognized for something more than just the toxic music, for us to be recognized for more than drama, we gotta really focus on ourselves. It's already too much going on to be worried about what somebody doing 5 minutes over, what somebody doing over there. Nah, we not doing that. If y'all just focus on y'all craft, really build songs that can last a lifetime, then we can really be, we can have motherfuckers making videos about us that's positive. Like, people be like, talk about the positive. It's not much. It's not much positive that we can talk about, but we can talk about having hope. We can. We can't talk about the lessons that we learned from what we went through. Like, it's a lot more that we can be talking about other than talking about this hood, talking about these dead people, talking about that. Like, no. We see through time. If you on the front line of that drama shit, what happens to you? You end up dying. Is it worth it? Even though Savage got shot in that situation where the Eat dude had to cook out on the street, he got shot in that scenario, which I found out like a week after I recorded the fucking video. Like, is it worth it? No. Only you can press that button on that drama shit. Can't nobody put no battery in your back. You shouldn't be worried about no other nigga. You shouldn't be worried about no other person. It makes no sense. We gotta do better. If you see that you got an impact, then just know that it's a lot of young people that's listening and that's eating this shit up. I'm sure it's people that was 12, 13 at the time, 14, that knew exactly what was going on. I ain't know. I'm focused on me. I'm focused on what I'm doing day to day. I'm not focused on no little petty ass drama about a hood and a neighborhood that you can get put out of. And I'm not talking put out of like, you know, you get barred from it. I'm talking about you get evicted. Then what? Is it still yours? You can come back around it, but you ain't got nowhere to stay around there. Doesn't make sense. If you don't have no land or no property and you're not investing in that community, really, I don't feel like you should be fighting for shit. To be honest with you, I don't. It's not worth it. It's not yours. We really have a hard time in realizing that that shit is not ours. Even though we grew up, we spent, what, 18, 19 years there. It's not ours. I knew that from the gate. That shit ain't comfortable to me. I don't want that to be mine. I don't. Because once you claim it and then you get killed on that same pavement, does it claim you back? No. Does it pay for your funeral? No. Does it give your mother money? Absolutely not. Focus on your craft. Focus on getting out of that. Give the youngins some hope. Give them some hope. They need it. So we're going to see about WalkDown Will and his case and what's going on with it in another video. I will see y'all then.